Hey guys, it's Mr. Jackson. I'm here for a review of the position for our cello players. So I'm putting my bow down. I'm going to start only with the instrument and our body. In fact, I'm going to take the instrument away. First part of position is our posture. What I call posture is just everything that you do with your body that doesn't include your instruments. So feet firmly planted on the ground, about shoulder width, maybe a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, and you want to make sure that your feet are below your knees. You don't want to have them sitting out. I know you can't see it, but you don't want to stick them out. You also don't want them tucked back behind you. Just feet firmly planted underneath your knees, a straight line down. Okay? Back is tall. Cellos and basses, we tend to be bad about leaning to one side so that the cello neck can go straight down the middle, but that's not good posture. Your back's going to hurt. So you want to sit up tall in a straight line, and then whenever we bring the cello in, it's going to be at a slightly, left angle like that one. Slightly. We don't want it way over there, but to where we sit tall and the cello conforms to us. Right? So right here, so if you look right here, may not look that strange, but if I take the instrument away, you might notice my spine is kind of angled this way. What we want to do is sit up tall, and I'm not going to let the cello be the boss of me. I am the boss of the cello. So I sit up tall, I put the cello right there. Alright, so end pin. It is very important that your end pin is exactly the same length every single time you play it. Otherwise, if you get used to G being right here, and then the next day you put your end pin a little bit longer, G isn't there anymore. It's way back there, and then your end pin's a little bit shorter. Then now G, instead of being where it normally is down there. So end pin has always got to be exactly the same length, as well as end pin needs to be in the same place, distance away from your feet every day. A good kind of yardstick is if you want to straighten out your arm. I'll do this to the side. You want to make your arm straight out like that. Then my arm is, if it being straight out, the cello is straight up and down. Now, whenever I bring it towards me, it should be in a pretty good position. It's not too upright. Bringing it back this way. Slide back. Okay, so I can't stress it enough. It is very important that your body, your spine, your head, not doing that, and your feet and your legs are all in their natural, just sitting position, and the cello adjusts to you. All right, for those of you who are like me and you need something specific to guide you on how long your end pin needs to be, you want the nut, the end of the fingerboard right here, about eyebrow level, maybe a little bit higher, so like that. So you don't want it way up here, down here. Next, you want to make sure that the angle of the cello is such that it's near your neck. This is way too far out, and if you look, if I try to play G, if you look at the shape of my wrist, I've got kind of the T-Rex hand right there. We don't want the T-Rex hand. We want it to be perfectly straight, as if I were to take a ruler from the elbow to the middle knuckle right here. It's a perfectly straight line. Okay? So now let's think about each of the fingers. Your left hand is in the shape of a C for every single note. If it's just E, just your first finger, like that. Then add your second finger, third finger. Every single finger is in the shape of a C. If you get in the habit of stretching that pinky out, you're not going to be able to do the extensions and the advanced techniques that we're going to be working on later. Okay? So important is that every single note you play is able to ring if you're to pluck it. E. That's what we're looking for. If you are not firm enough, you might get this thud. The death thud. That's not going to work. It doesn't sound that weird. It doesn't sound like a right note. But if you hear the difference between that and the bow, here's with a good sound. That's what it sounds like when it's good. But if I don't press down firm enough, get the thud, check this out. right, I'll spare your ears. I won't do that anymore. So, as always with your pizzicato or your bow, fingers got to be firm. Okay, now let's move on to the bow. If you want to think about your hand being in as natural position as it can be, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, and just let your fingers flop. Let your hand just be completely relaxed, and then put the bow right behind those fingers. That's 90% of the bow hand right there. Shouldn't be working too hard, gripping with your fingers or sticking them out straight or trying to spread them out. Just this plus that. Now the other side, your thumb is going to be bent and it's going to be placed right. Ooh, that's hard. That's a hard angle to get. I'm going to show you if I get that. Right where the frog and the stick meet. So here's where the stick is and the frog. Start right there. That's where your thumb needs to go always, right there. Okay? So relaxed fingers, thumb is bent on the other side. Now, if you are constantly doing this, and this is hard, this might have been a habit that you got into, this is really important that you get out of the habit of doing, kind of leaning on that pinky, because you won't be able to get a really big sound. It'll be a weak sound all the way, and you might not even be able to get all the way and use this much of the bow. So if you tend to do that, what I want you to do is start by holding the bow vertically where your fingers are as relaxed as possible, making sure that your palm is nice and open, round fingers, nothing is touching the palm. Start vertical. I'm going to kind of rotate this way. And then you're just going to lay your hand down. And like if you were seeing me, my hand is up my side. My bow is pointing straight forward as if I'm on a horse and I'm about to joust. So if you can lay your hand to your side and keep the bow tip straight forward and maintain that open bow hand without gripping with your pinky or rolling that way, then that's a good start. Just get used to feeling that. And then once you're that vertical, all you need to do is then apply that by rolling it over. And it's the same concept, okay? All right, so let's play D 4 times. Let's review. Sitting tall, neutral, as if we're just sitting, watching TV, except for, of course, we're not leaning back on the back of a chair. Straight, tall back, straight neck. Cello comes to us. It does not push us to the side. Neck near our neck. The nut about eyebrow level, not much higher than that. Left hand for right now can just hang out. Bow hand, relaxed fingers, thumb is on the bump. Before we do the bow, let's do some windshield wipers. Let's start this way. So we're going to start with our palm up. This should be pretty easy as long as your thumb is bent and in a good position. Your thumb and your first finger are doing just about all the work. Now we're going to roll it back. Make sure that this part of our palm stays nice and open, no collapsing, okay? So thumb, and roll it that way, okay? If you want to kind of tilt your hand back, that might help a little bit. Roll it that way. Now go back, palm up, palm down, okay? We're not going for how fast can we do this. We're not doing that. No points for speed. You get extra points for going smoothly, relaxed as possible, and your hand being the same position no matter what. Okay, with that, we're going to keep that hand there. You can take your left hand, hold on to the stick of the bow, place it in the tone zone. We're going to play D 4 times with all of this in alignment, all right? Notice how my wrist is a little bit bent here. That's okay. We want to make sure that our stick of our bow is straight across. If I were to straighten my wrist out, that's not a straight bow. So do what you need to get a straight bow. Ooh, came out of my rock stop. Here we go. D 4 times. Sitting tall. 1 and 2 and ready, big, fast bow. Rest. 2. Again, sitting straight, go. those steps about every day just to make sure that everything is staying in alignment. I know it seems like position and relaxation is kind of a minor thing. You're like, yeah, okay, position, whatever. Let me play really fast notes. If you want to play fast, if you want to play well, if you want to play in tune where it sounds good, position is always the place to start, where you're in alignment. People have been perfecting this for hundreds of years, and they figured out, okay, to play the best, the fastest, the most in tune with the best sound, you need to have your arms and your fingers right here. They've been working on this for a long time, so that's why teachers make such a big deal about this. Okay, so keep working on this. Never neglect position, even if you're playing some advanced concerto. Okay? All right. I'll see you later.